every day, he realized his mother had omitted a crucial detail: how it would turn into muscle. Probably exercise was involved. Maybe tomorrow. Ware located the 4 huge date palms, each one anchoring a corner of the pool. Their chunky trunks staggered in the ripples like live gargoyles. At 8, the twinkle lights winding up those trunks were set to come on. Tonight, he would see it from the bottom of the pool. Okay, the big event was not exactly a dazzling spectacle, but he discovered that everything looked more interesting through water. Mysteriously distorted, but somehow clearer, too. He could hold his breath for over a minute, so he'd have plenty of time to appreciate the effect. 5 seconds later, though, a surprise. The palm fronds began to flash red. Ware understood right away. Ambulance. 3 times already in the weeks he'd been at Sunset Palms, he'd been awakened by strobing red lights. No shock in a retirement place. He knew the drill. The ambulance cut the siren at the entrance, no sense causing any extra heart attacks. It parked between the buildings, and then a crew ran around poolside where the doors to the units were sliders, easier to roll the stretchers in, haul the people out. "Don't be afraid," he telegraphed to whoever lay on the stretcher, the way he had the other times. Scared people seemed like raw eggs to him, wobbling around without their shells. It hurt just to think about people being scared. While he watched the date palms pulse, he thought about being happy instead. How happiness could sneak up on you, like, for instance, when your parents send you away for the summer to your grandmother's place, which you know you'll hate, but it turns out you love it there, because for the first time in your life, you have long hours free and alone. Well, except for maybe 2 old men so harmless they're afraid of germs. An egret, as white and smooth as though carved from soap, glided through the purpling sky. In a movie, a single flying bird like that would let you know that the main character was starting out on a journey. Ware wished, the way he always did when he saw something wonderful, that he could share things like this. "You see that? Wow." But he didn't really know anyone besides his grandmother here, and she hadn't been feeling well today, had barely stepped out of... Ware released the bricks, burst to the surface, snapped off his goggles, and saw Big Deal's sliding glass doors gaping open like a gasp, 2 EMTs inside, bent over a stretcher. A 3rd EMT squinted toward the pool, her white coat flashing pink in the lights, as if her heart beat in neon. Mrs. Sauer, from Unit 4, hovered behind her, bathrobe clutched to her chest, face clenched. She raised one bony arm like a rifle and aimed her finger right at Ware. Ware shot over to the ladder, slapped the water from his left ear, his right, and as he scrambled out, he heard, "That's her grandson, off in his own world." At 8 exactly, the twinkle lights came on. Chapter 2. Ware woke, disoriented to find himself in his own bed instead of on the prickly couch at his grandmother's place. The night swept over him, the grim, silent ride to the hospital, following the ambulance in Mrs. Sauer's old Buick, the air-conditioned waiting room where he'd shivered, pool-soaked and worried, until a nurse dropped a blanket over his shoulders, his mother charging in a few hours later, her jaw set like a rock. He flung off the sheets and got up. Halfway downstairs, he heard his parents talking in the kitchen. "Except that's not what you wanted," he heard his father say. I know, his mother said. "I only wish..." Ware hurried the rest of the way down. "What do you wish, Mom? Is Big Deal okay?" His dad slid off the counter. "You all right? Tough night yesterday." "Mom, how is Big Deal?" "She's awake," his mother answered, looking down into her coffee. "She'll be okay." "Oh, good. So when am I going back?" "Back?" His mom's phone rang just then. She picked it up and gripped her forehead with the other hand, as if she were afraid.